Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what's up, Gorehounds? And welcome to, that's right, the Gore N More podcast. I am your not-so-mean, Fluffmaster Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in as always. However, I do not bring this shit show in alone. For with me are my horror homies. Started off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's
Stop
up,
that, Bob? Stop that.
I'm sorry, I'm beating my meat over here.
I'm gonna pause it. No, you know, every time you do that, I have to try to edit that shit out, and it's a pain in the fucking cock. Stop that.
Sorry.
So, speaking of, we have that beloved meat mountain, that killing machine, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Hi.
Very Pete Venkman there of you.
That's what I was going for.
And coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as that's the game we play, is Lord Scuba Cabra, the host with the ghost, the Duke of the Dead, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Hello.
Today is February 27th, 2023, and well, we have a mind-numbing episode today. But first, we're going to do what we always do and talk about what the fuck we did in the last weekend. So, Mr. Vasquez, if you could please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Slice of Life!
Damn, I felt that one all the way up there.
Ooh, I felt that.
Right? Hell yeah, that was good. Bob, how the hell have you been, sir? What'd you do last weekend, buddy?
I've been good, chilling. I go back to work in a week, so I'm actually excited to go back to work to earn more money and to get back to a little bit of a normal routine. So this weekend, Friday, me and my girlfriend just went out to dinner, had ourselves a nice little night. Saturday, we did a polar plunge, and
Ooh, really?
Nice.
If everybody knows, it was for the New Jersey Special Olympics. So it's literally what it is. It's you're plunging into the cold ocean, and that you're raising money for it. I think we all ended up raising about 2.5 million, about 7,500 people there. So it was, dude. And first of all, I didn't know how big of an event this was. People are literally tailgating, like it's literally like a drinking event because you drink before you go in the water because your body gets warm from all the alcohol and shit, and it doesn't affect you. But as we're walking up, I'm like, fucking people tailgating over here like they're ready for a football game. Like, well, what the I didn't know this was a big deal. Like, I hadn't. I'm like, okay. So we did
like
that.
That's just like a Northeast thing, man. If there's a reason to get together, that's just a reason to drink, and people are just gonna,
Pretty much, yeah.
All I'm gonna say is this: I participated, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was a good time, and then we like napped for like 5 hours, had Chinese food, and went back to bed. Like that was the day.
Nice.
And then Sunday was we went for breakfast, and then I hung out with my one friend for a little bit. I took my mom out to dinner, and 3 Dr. Peppers later. And if nobody gets that reference, you're not cultured.
I don't get it.
Forrest Gump took mom out for real fancy dinner and 3 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, never.
Do I need to
retell my story of why I fucking hate Forrest Gump?
I
I
don't
remember.
Story.
You know,
I don't remember.
Where me and my buddy went to go see Halloween 6 and fucking Forrest Gump was playing instead.
Oh, yeah.
And we were so pissed
sack
off.
lunch, but I don't want to see sack lunch.
2 for the English patient, please.
That's right.
And then that was it. I watched this movie, and that's it. Here we are. Lord Scoop.
Well, last Wednesday was my birthday, so I went out for a very quiet dinner. I was supposed to work at the bar that night, and I said, fuck that. I'm not going to waste my perfectly good birthday night working at the bar. So I called in. took the night off. Mel and I went to go eat at a Mexican restaurant that I absolutely love. And then we came home and I played Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a great fucking birthday. Then Friday, I only worked 1 hour at the day job because I only had 7 hours of PTO left. So I had to go in for 1 fucking hour. So I went in, got out, got everything ready for the investigation. We headed out, but right before we were about to leave, I was walking up my little steps that I have right here that go to my door over here. And I rolled the fuck out of my ankle. Like I felt a crunchy crunch. And it's the ankle that I've never twisted my left ankle before. It's always my right one. My right ankle is weak. I twist that son of a bitch all the time to the point where I just fucking walk it off now because, whatever. But I've never twisted my left ankle, and I twisted my left ankle. And I tell you, man, the amount of pain I was in, I could feel my ankle swelling up. And I'm like, this is great. I have to walk around this fucking mission from the 1700s, and I'm going to be in so much goddamn pain. I just got over my back being hurt. Now it's my ankle. So luckily I made it through the investigation. It was pretty cool. We got a lot of cool, solid evidence. Then Saturday night, hung out at the bar as usual. And Sunday, what did I do Sunday? I didn't do anything Sunday. I talked to my grandma.
This movie.
I know. Okay, yes, I did, but I can't talk about how I watched this movie. But I had to rewatch
With
it
your eyes,
because I couldn't pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I could not pay attention to this movie and focus. So, but yeah, and then on the sad part, my uncle did pass away this Thursday or Friday. He passed away. He had been battling cancer, and so just want to send my condolences out to my cousins. I doubt they watch the show, but just giving them my condolences. So that was it.
We're sorry for your loss.
Yeah, he's the only uncle I had on my dad's side. He was uncle by marriage, but this man was probably one of the most strongest men that I've ever had influence me in my life. He was a great role model, so he will be missed. So, but that's it. What about you, Chad Daddy?
Well, there's not much new going on here. Last week, I decided, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch all the Beverly Hills Cop movies again. Because it's been a long... Yeah. Like, I love 1 and 2, but it's been years since I watched 3. And it's still not as good as the first 2, but it's not as bad as I remembered, as I thought. So,
nice.
It's fun to sit
down. Is there any trilogy, like, where the third one, can you say, like, lives up?
Lord of the Rings.
Never watched them. Well,
yeah, same.
I've watched half of the first one, and that's about it.
But that's all based off of like one book, so it's kind of hard to call that a trilogy per se.
I mean,
or no, it's not. No, there were 3 books. Never mind.
I'm just thinking like Terminator
I just thinking that big fucking collection.
RoboCop 3, like, yeah.
I think of one that can Jackass 3.
Yeah, but
I don't think that counts.
I haven't watched it forever, so I don't know. And 3 was still like, I don't know, man. I didn't need to see 3D Wiener on drone, but I should have known it was going to happen. But,
so yeah, I watched that. What else do we do?
Where did Scoop go?
I don't know.
Oh,
so,
never mind.
And Saturday, I had to stay home because Harper was sick. Like she was like throwing. Friday morning, the wife, we all get up, getting the kids ready for school. And just as they're about ready to leave, I hear Harper getting out of bed. And then I'm like, oh, Harper's up. And then my wife just stops. She's like, she just threw up. I go up and clean up all this massive puke.
Oh, you know what, Brody?
It's all over the floor. Yeah. Oh, God. Amityville 3.
No, Brody pulled the Dream Warriors, I would say, actually.
But that's not really, that's not a trilogy.
No.
But the third movie is very superior.
But
true.
In a lot of ways.
I mean, even Terminator is not a trilogy anymore, but at one point it was. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, sorry.
So yeah, I had a sick kid all weekend, so I didn't get to really do much.
Sorry about that, buddy.
That's all right. She's fine now.
That's good.
I don't think she's still got quite her appetite back because she's barely been eating. Like she'll eat like maybe half as much as she was before. So she's still in the mend, but she's doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this weekend, Groove.com, which is Universal's online store, had a sale on their comedies. on
Oh,
the
yeah?
physical and digital. So I went on and I ordered Blu-ray copies of The Great Outdoors
Oh,
and
okay.
a 2-pack of Uncle Buck and Fletch. And they were
Nice.
$6 a piece, so $12, and I'm getting 3 classic comedies from the 80s.
Which one? Okay, so for candy movies, Uncle Buck or Great Outdoors, which one is the more
My
superior
go-to?
one? Yeah.
Out of
For
those
those
2,
two.
I love The Great Outdoors. It's been a long time since I've seen Uncle Buck, so it's gonna be
That's-
I feel like Uncle Buck,
Great Outdoors.
it's always Great
I don't
Outdoors
know.
for me too, just because Uncle Buck, I love Uncle Buck, but Uncle Buck always gets a little bit more like at the heartstrings than I always remember when it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I always forget about this part.
But
It's
but
still
so does Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and that's probably my favorite candy movie.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Great Outdoors. Ooh.
Of those 2, I gotta
Oh,
go
yeah.
Great Outdoors though, easily.
Yeah, if
Great
I'm gonna go,
Outdoors to me, it's more the slapstick, so I feel like that's more my
yeah,
style.
if
And
I'm gonna
that-
go for straight laughs, I want Great Outdoors because the bear story ending alone
And
makes me laugh.
The Great Outdoors just has so many great quotes from it. So.
Oh God, yes.
I mean,
I
Uncle
agree.
Buck does too, but
Yeah, but spin cycle. Come on.
right. I mean, yeah. Ant, Nat.
Yeah, go sit on a spin cycle. What the hell does that even mean?
I'll blow it out your ass.
Oh god, I can't wait.
But that's awesome. Those are nice pickups, dude.
Yeah,
for
those,
sure.
those are definitely nice pickups. Aside from that, not much else is new. I just I finished Just Cause 4, and until I can either find a physical copy of Hogwarts Legacy or I get Ragnarok, I'm just back to playing the PS4 upgrade of Destroy All Humans.
Nice.
There you
That's
go.
a fun one. So yeah, that's about all I've been up to. What about you, Big Johnny D?
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. We went to a indoor water park this weekend with the family and extended family. It wasn't as good as the first one we went to. This one, but obviously this one was like closer because it was just a day trip. Good and bad things, dude. Bad right off the bat. It's midwinter, and obviously, so this one is
And on a
part of
weekend.
this one's part of a ski lodge, so it's up on the top of a mountain too, right? So it's like, okay, whatever. It was cold as fuck, and you just have all that extra baggage now to bring into a water park. On top of their lockers weren't working that day, and it's like,
Oh, lovely.
fuck. Yeah, dude. So everybody's got heavy ass coats and boot and things wet. I'm like, ah. But my sister-in-law came in clutch, dude, and just straight up was like, yo, can we keep shit behind the, like, can we keep like it in a bag or something behind the counter? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So we were the only people that did that, which was cool. But then we didn't have to bring all our shit in there, which was awesome. Nice. My fat ass couldn't do 2 of the slides, which made me very sad because it's just these twisty slides that I've done at every other one. But I get up to these ones, dude, and it says straight up weight limit 130 pounds. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, what?
Whoa.
And
Those
I
are
was
for
like,
kids and little skinny fuckers.
and even, I was gonna say, even some kids I feel like are out of that.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, the cool part was, so I had like, the indoor wave pool and everything, but it had this pool that was a heated pool that was also next to the giant hot tub, but there was like flaps, dude, and it went outside. So that was the first pool I dipped in. Everybody was like, I want to go to the wave pool. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go check out this one, even though it's still all a pool with a giant bunch of people. So it's just people soup, which is still gross. But at least I went into this one, dude, and it was cool because, like I said, it's like fucking 14 degrees out and it's snowing. And here I am in like 92-degree water. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, so while Bob is freezing his nuts off, I was actually like, the only thing I was freezing was my head. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Every once in a while, I just dip my shoulders underwater. And everybody, so like the wives and everything, they went into the hot tub and they were just like, oh, come in. And I was like, no, this is people's soup. That's just even worse. Like, that's just, there's nowhere to sit. And I don't want to sit across from like randos and shit because they're going to want to like talk or just, no.
It's like that episode of South Park.
Well, no.
No.
I'm not jerking off in the hot tub in front of somebody.
no.
else.
I mean, the episode.
Oh, I thought you were all right. Way different episode than we were talking about. I was like, no.
I forgot
and
about that
yes.
episode until you brought that up, John. That's great.
Well, he said I was thinking hot tub more. But yes, no, the whole pee thing, dude, because it was for sure like as soon as we got home, everybody took their showers. So I was like, nope, just scrub it down. I feel like that's a like I never exfoliate, but I feel like that's a time I'm almost kind of want to.
They put all those chemicals in there to kill that.
I don't care, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
South Park
no.
said, man, sometimes the P overtakes the rest of the H. You know what I mean? And then
I feel like you gotta go home and take like a fucking Clorox shower. It's like, oh,
yeah, dude.
God.
Like never dip your mouth. Like I'm watching the kids like go underwater and everything. I'm like, no, it's so gross. You know what it is, dude? Like I've grown. Like I got my own pool, and growing up, I've had a giant pond. So I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I'm totally jaded because I'm used to giant open swimming areas to myself.
And you think that pond is clean?
Cleaner.
It's a lot cleaner,
No.
homie.
Getting all the bacteria and everything in a pond? Ugh.
No, man. It's not like it doesn't have like algae and shit on top, dude. It's a fucking like 20-foot deep pond, man. It's a self-circulating, like it keeps. Yeah, there's plants in there, but the plants actually like keep it clean and shit. But anyways, I'm used to a mini lake, not to like people like in my bubble. And it's just, I don't know, man. I just can't do it. But we did do it. And then we went to a fucking Perkins, which I haven't been to in 30 fucking years. which I don't, maybe it's not like wow for you guys, but we don't really have them too much around our areas. So, because Denny's took over and now we don't even have fucking Denny's.
I think we still have like 2 Perkins going.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got a couple around us, yeah.
I had to explain to my daughter. She's like, what's Perkins? I'm like, it's Denny's. And she's like, wait, what do you mean it's Denny's? I'm like, it's just fancy Denny's. She's like, how's it fancy Denny's? I'm like, it's really not.
I've never even heard of that.
It really is, dude. It's just it's like fancy Denny's.
Might be like a Northeast kind of thing.
I think
I don't
it
know.
is, yeah.
But
so quick shout out to my boy Lone Wolf in the chat. Haven't seen him in a while, so I got excited when he jumped in.
So besides that, also been busting my ass doing my Hufflepuff thing.
Yeah, buddy. Woo!
And yo, man, I'm just gonna say like Hufflepuff, like I love all these arguments online now that I see like all these houses. They're like, yo, this is how this house would party. This is how this house. I'm like, yo, dude, fuck y'all, man. Hufflepuff is like definitely like the normal party, like booze and weed, because their house is right
that's the stoner party.
Well, not only, dude, their house is in a keg and it's right next to the kitchen. Come on, man. Like that's literally like you ain't even gonna.
I say Slytherin would probably be a Coke party.
I say Ravenclaw would be Coke, dude. Because
I feel like Ravenclaw would be more.
They got to stay up and learn shit, so they're gonna be like Coke and Adderall, bro. Slytherin's gonna be like big boy. Slytherin's
a cocaine, bro. Slytherin's straight up like 80s Coke party. That's the way Slytherin's partying.
That's what I was saying.
With their hairdos, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what's Gryffindor?
Gryffindor's just a classic frat boy kegger.
You think so? I would think they're like the teacher's pets. Gryffindor.
Yeah, but I was gonna call them the
they would be the ones staying up studying and fucking.
No, that's Ravenclaw, dude. They're the nerds.
Yeah, Ravenclaw be more nerds.
Gryffindor's the jocks, dude. Like
like I said, frat boy kegger.
Yeah,
right. Well, like I said, Hufflepuff lives in a keg, though.
Yeah,
they're still obviously.
We do.
But then obviously you go in their dormitory and it's literally just all green hanging everywhere. You're like, wow, it's in the name. So
Hufflepuff would be like the surfer boy surfer boy stoners.
Yeah. I love the memes, dude. They're coming out where you're just like, you see the dorms and it's just like always shows a dude eating Doritos, just listen to like fucking Bob Marley and Hufflepuff. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what it would be.
Yeah.
Somebody explained it. They were like, this is how every class like treats going to Hogwarts, and Hufflepuff just treats it like a vacation. I'm like, I would totally do that, dude. I'm like, nah, man, we're not here to learn. We're here to
have you been to Azkaban yet?
What's up?
Have you been to Azkaban yet in the game?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're the only house that can do it. The other houses,
really? I didn't know that.
The other houses can't.
I know
go to
the
Azkaban.
stories progress differently and stuff, but let's not. I don't want to say too much about that stuff.
Did you ever see the movie PCU?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so their frat would be Hufflepuff, and the Deltas from Animal House would be. Oh no! Wait, no. I don't think the Deltas would be Gryffindor.
Well, they do get a
Gryffindor
piece
would be-
a lot.
Would Gryffindor be Revenge of the Nerds, or would
Lambda,
Gryffindor
lambda,
think they're
lambda.
Revenge of the Nerds?
I feel like Gryffindor would be like oh shit, what's the main, who are the
I have no
asshole
idea.
jock, who are the asshole jock
um,
ones in Animal House?
Oh my god, dude, we're going way too far on this. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a whole other discussion. We need to
Yeah.
get back on track.
But anyways, yes, played a bunch of that shit, dude. It's good times. And then I watched this movie for the first fucking time because that's why I wanted it on the list, so we can discuss it. Which
Anthony's right. Ravenclaw would be the Delta, or Lambda.
yeah, okay,
I guess we
I can
meant.
see that. I'm just Hufflepuff would be the group in Accepted.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. We start our
That
own
would be-
college.
That would
That'd
be
be
the
us.
group in Accepted.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
we'd be making some crazy like food bombs and some
Mhm.
doing some like X Games shit, dude. For like,
Making fucking big old dick
My God.
statues.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
and
I
then
love that movie so much.
and then the dick boyfriend in Van Wilder, his frat, that's Slytherin.
Yeah. Okay, so the other name of the
I
house
think
is
I had this before.
the Omega Theta Pi house. That's what they would be from Animal
There you go.
House.
All right, but enough of that bullshit. We're here to talk fucking Scanners. Michael
Yeah.
Ironside, 1981. David Cronenberg, heads blowing up, some weird fucking shit. And yeah. Heather, you don't need to play the game. The game is awesome. It's Red Dead on broomsticks, dude. That's
Yep.
all you need to know.
Yeah, it takes place
Um,
like 100 years before Harry Potter anyway.
I think it's like only 60. Maybe
Is
it's
it?
100. I don't
I think it's like 100.
I thought it was 100. I thought it was.
I'll get it eventually.
All I know is, dude, I'm just gonna say it right now, Professor Garlic. Anyways, you when you play, you'll know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm wrong. Steve knows.
Never mind. Continue.
All right, so this was my pick. I guess I'll just take the plot rundown if you guys don't mind. We'll
Sure.
continue to get off this slice of life. I think we've been on Harry Potter enough. So we are talking Scanners, which came out January 14th, 1981. Excuse me. After a man with extraordinary and frighteningly destructive telepathic abilities is nabbed by agents from a mysterious rogue corporation, he discovers he is far from the only possessor of such strange powers, and some of the other Scanners have their mind set on world domination, while others are trying to stop him. Directed by David Cronenberg, Videodrome and The Fly. Written by David Cronenberg, The Brood and Dead Ringers. Produced by Claude Herricks. Did I say that right? I hope so. Visiting Hours and Videodrome. Bobby, take it away.
Starring Jennifer O'Neill, Summer of 42, and Cloud Dancer as Kim Obrist. Stephen Lack, Dead Ringers. Perfect Strangers as Cameron Val. Patrick McGuhan, The Prisoner, Braveheart as Dr. Paul Ruth. Lawrence Dane, Happy Birthday to Me. Bride of Chucky as Brandon Keller. Michael Ironside, Total Recall, Starship Troopers as Daryl Ravik. Robert Silverman, Prom Night, Jason X as Benjamin Pierce. Mavor
Who's in
Moore.
Prom Night too. That's right.
Yep.
I
forgot
knew
he was in
Jason.
Prom Night.
Jason X was the right. Like that was the
Yeah,
first
as
one
soon
I
as he
thought of.
started talking, I was like, that's the dude from Jason X.
Yep, I was just like, I wanted him to be on the bed and be like, "What do you want?"
Yeah. If I'm saying this right, Mavor Moore.
Mandy Moore.
Close enough. City on Fire, Heavy Metal as Curtis Trevelyan. And Anthony Sherwood, Terror Train, and Airwolf as Aiden. Chad?
Very nice, Bobby. I'm proud of you. You did that spectacularly.
Well,
Hell
none
yeah.
of these names are a little fucked up this week, so
None of them are Italian names.
You're
Exactly.
Italian and you fuck up Italian names. It's great. It would be
listen.
spooky.
People also say ricotta and we say regatta. We
It is
can't get it
ricotta.
right.
It's ricotta.
No, it's ricotta, goddammit.
Ricotta.
Just say
Quick
it,
question for you, homies. When Bobby said heavy metal, did the song instantly start playing in
Yes.
your head? Because
It- yeah.
every time I hear it, I'm like, "Wanted heavy metal."
You know what's
Yep.
what's funny is I didn't realize until I wrote down that he did a voice in heavy metal. Is that fucking Michael Ironside also did a voice in Heavy Metal 2000. He was the main character, the main villain.
Oh no shit!
I've never seen 2000, dude.
It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Oh, I
I
forgot
just
as good
remember
as the
seeing
first
that
one, but it's
first one when
decent.
I was a little kid, dude, and I was just like, I don't know if I should.
I need to rewatch.
Yeah,
it.
that was not kid appropriate at all.
Fuck no, man! I saw animated titties when I was like 6. I was like, yeah.
I
What
need
is
to
going
rewatch that.
on?
I haven't seen that in a while.
It's like watching X-Men in the 90s.
Speaking of X-Men, we'll have to bring that into the discussion on this movie here in a little bit. So let's finish up. Music by Howard Shore, did all the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies and The Fly. Cinematography by Mike Irwin, The Blob and Scream. Edited by Ronald Sanders, The Fly and A History of Violence.
Is that Blob 88 or is that?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, I watched that again this weekend.
Yeah.
I was looking for a great alien invasion movie, and nothing I was looking up was really just standing out to me. Like, there's not a really great alien invasion movie.
So you know what? I also didn't mention any of the one new horror movie I happened to watch, and it was the one that fucking Bob kept bringing up. I finally watched Hell's Kitchen, the movie.
God
the
damn, I
menu.
gotta watch that yet.
It wasn't bad. I feel like I need to rewatch it though because like it was definitely not what I was expecting, and it was it was
Maybe I'll
more
watch
of
that
a
tomorrow.
it was way more of a dark comedy, really. Like, but anyways, yeah.
Hell's Kitchen movie. Effects makeup by Gary Zeller, who did Visiting Hours and The Good Amityville 2, The Possession.
Questionably
Distributed.
good.
Well, it's the good one out of the three.
Fair.
I mean,
It was more lively than the first,
yeah,
and it wasn't as
the story was cool,
ridiculous.
but aside from
the incest.
the incest and Dirty Paulie beating up his family, send me a picture. I got to see this. Distributed by New World
Do you
Mutual.
want to cosplay one? Because girls are doing that too.
Runtime of 103 little people, rated R. Budget was about 4.1 million and grossed about 14.2 million. So it was successful. And I will say, and this is in my notes. This until The Fly came out, this was Cronenberg's most successful movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. And thank you for all that, gentlemen. So this is my first time seeing it. Like I said, I wanted it on the list. I'm assuming it's not your gentleman's first time, obviously.
Actually, it is for me.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, popped another cherry. Fuck yeah.
I saw it when I was a kid.
Okay. And Bob, you said you've seen it here and there?
Well, no, see, it's like I've always seen this movie at like the halfway point to the end or the beginning to like the middle. I've never saw it fully. So
Okay.
like I guess I could say this is the first watch, but I knew what the movie was.
Word,
Like
word.
because I also know this was at the time Carpenter just came out with The Fog, and they talk about in a documentary like this just came out, and they're just like, yeah, we were so like far behind because Cronenberg was just like in your face with this movie, and that was so tame. So I know this was compared to a lot in like 1980, 81 when it came out.
Okay, so I got a question because, like I said, this is my first time viewing, and I apologize if I like upset anybody with this. Did it seem a little slow paced, like second, like mid act kind of?
It did, and
It kind of lost me a little bit.
my biggest complaint is that you really didn't know the names of 90% of the people that were in this
No,
movie.
not at
No,
all.
you didn't.
At
No,
all. Yeah.
I
That's why,
sometimes
like,
even forgot.
I have the death list written down of who all died, and most of it is blank because I don't know their fucking names.
They're just
Sometimes even
random
forget that
person number two.
Cameron has a name. Sometimes, like I'm like, what's his name again? And they say it. I'm like, well, how many times did they say his name? by now? I
What's his
keep
last
forgetting.
name? Vance, right?
Vale.
Vale.
V-A-
All right, so they
oh,
they alternate in between the two throughout the movie, but obviously, like when we get to the end scene, you Ironside really like hammers on his name, so I'm like, oh yeah, okay, he's Cameron. I know he's
Yeah.
Cameron now.
But yeah, this was my first time watching it, and I really wish they didn't spoil one of the best scenes, even
like what the?
because could you imagine? Okay, because and I understand they did that to draw people in, but if they didn't show that in the trailer, could you imagine people sitting in a darkened theater in 1981, not knowing what to expect, and then somebody's fucking head explodes?
Not only that, I feel like I would have personally edited it to where like you have it, but then like you snap out of that, and then you go almost to the final act where Michael Ironside is just going like crazy white eyes,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe not even to the white eye part, but like right prior to that, where you see like the shit really starting to just a little bit of body effect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just different. I don't know. I agree though. They shouldn't have spoiled that.
Yeah, because I would have
maybe
loved
that was
to go with
maybe this was the
blind.
Red Band trailer. It didn't tell me that when I downloaded it.
You know, but that's such an iconic scene. Like, even if you've never seen Scanners,
Yeah.
you know that
No,
scene from
exactly.
Scanners. You know,
and the cover.
yeah,
I feel
and
like
the
yeah,
cover,
also,
yeah.
Is
So like I said last week's show when we were ending it, the first time I ever watched this movie was with my dad. And a lot of the stories I tell when I say, "Oh, I've seen this movie," they come from my dad because my dad loved horror. So that's
Same.
where my love of horror comes from. And like I said, I remember we rented a VCR from Hollywood Video because we didn't have a VCR. We rented the VCR and we rented Scanners. And I just remember looking at the cover and I was like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be fucking sick." And I don't know why I remember it being a lot more scarier, but I was like maybe 6 or 7 when I watched it. So at that age, I was just like fucking terrified. And then the heads exploding. Like, I was like, what the fuck are we watching? But watching it now, it's like, huh, were these mutants? Did their X gene get activated?
No,
Like,
they weren't.
That's what I
still
would.
think they
That's
were
what.
created. Maybe.
That,
I mean, maybe.
That's what I wanted to say. I couldn't have been the only one thinking that. As soon as they started talking about another scanner gathering his own group of scanners, and had this whole underground thing, I'm like,
right.
Charles Xavier.
Yep.
It's the X-Men,
Now-
Daddy.
Now, here's my question: was Egon trying to make himself a scanner?
no.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Egon's
mean,
just the type to experiment on himself.
He
Yeah,
said
but
he said drilling in the hole in the side would have worked. If
Well, see,
Hickman
that's-
had
Right.
It's funny you
well, before you say that, remember before that he was Daryl Revick had the ephemeral in him. Did he gone?
I don't know.
But no, like as far as that, like it's funny because like I was watching it and it showed the scene where the right after the head explosion, it shows Michael Ironside. They have him captured and he's laying on the floor of the car. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, has he always had that mark in his head?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And then
Like, yeah, it was-
no, I meant my Ironside, but then it
Oh,
shows
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, how he drilled into his head. I'm like, oh, okay, that explains it. I get that.
I loved that scene of like the flashback of like him having that weird fucking bandage on.
Yeah.
and shit.
That was
Like I
really
was just like, man, I kind of wish like he had some weird mask. If this was remade today, it would definitely have way more of a superhero fucking spin on this bullshit. Obviously.
There was supposed to be a remake and it just like disappeared.
There was even talk just a few months ago of remaking this into a series for HBO Max, but I don't
Here's-
think.
I'm
But
totally
with
down.
Discovery buying it out, I don't even know if that's going to happen.
I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people could be upset with this, but personally, I think a remake done right could be really well. And I only say that because now we can get some nice effects that would add to more of these psychic battling. So
Mhm.
we're not just getting South Park.
Well,
like-
I agree with that because I know, like what Steve was said with the poster of this movie, when I saw it in the movie place too, I was like, fucking shit looks scary as hell. What the fuck is wrong with their skin? If everybody could have that effect, it would really,
At some point.
yeah, at some point, I think it would make it a little more scarier too.
I mean, was this intended to be a horror movie?
I think
I don't know. I feel like this was very questionably on the veil.
You know, it's a Cronenberg movie. That's all we can
Okay,
say.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
and I think that's why
It's under
it's
the veil of it.
considered. Yeah,
Makes
it's
sense.
considered a horror movie
Just 'cause
because
he's-
it's a Cronenberg film.
It's horror adjacent because
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I think
but if you look at, I mean, I don't know if it wasn't Cronenberg, would we consider it a horror film?
and like I said,
I would think.
so
Well,
Brady
I also-
said
well-
we get. Oh, so go ahead. Bud.
No, I think it would still depend because now this is his vision of this movie Scanners. Would we get from someone else? Would it even be called that? That's the thing is, if you change it, I don't even think you would have gotten anything close to a horror movie. It's also science fiction too. It really plays with a lot of
It's very heavily sci-fi, yeah. And you know the scary thing is, you know, that talks about, you know, them experimenting on pregnant women and stuff like that. You know, this shit actually happened.
Oh, Project MK. I mean, that's what it would
That-
be, wouldn't it? I thought it was Project MK. That was the one where they were trying to experiment with telekinesis and shit.
Well, there's all sorts of shit. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, there's another one.
it's not like it's new ground. It's actually been done. It's not pure fiction.
So Brody says we got 2 sequels of this as well as 2 spin-off films. So with that, I will say if you want to know more about the spin-off films, and I mean obviously we're gonna have Brody's take, but you want a little bit more maybe in-depth Brody's take, you can catch him on his other podcast for a little LCE. They go into Scanners, and then I believe
Scanner
the 2
Cop.
sequel, the Scanner Cop 1 and 2.
Skinner Cup 1 and 2, yeah.
All right. So hell yeah, they dive into it a little bit deeper than we are going to today.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we have a completely different audience, so we play to our audience. We know what they want to hear and what they.
well, like I said, and I've never seen it, and apparently, and you never saw it, so
Yeah.
you know, it's one I feel like, dude, I grew up seeing that cover so fucking much, and the fact that I've never seen this movie, just kind of like it's baffled. Like I was telling my brother-in-law, he's just like, "How have you never seen it?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. There's so many other movies that like I could probably throw to you and say, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just happened. Shit slips through the cracks." I will say this movie though definitely brings awesome effects.
Mm-hmm.
The score was decent. I liked some of it. I didn't love all of it.
See, I quite enjoyed the score.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a parts that just seemed a little wonky to me, and I feel like it was like one of the car chase scenes or something. I can't remember. Fuck. Like it wasn't like super like ridiculous like banjos or anything like that. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. It was just like I wish it was a little bit more synth. I guess
Mhm.
maybe that's what I was hoping for. But I will say, man, the copy I watched was clean as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys probably all watched. It was probably the Criterion copy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
'cause I watched it on Max, so.
Yep. But no, the gore in this was awesome.
Mhm.
It's crazy that we got almost. I mean, I don't know. Our
Dude.
main Cameron, when Cameron gets fucked at the end, that's some pretty nasty shit going
Dude,
on.
we got an incredible eyeball scene. Like we've never seen eyeballs
Yeah.
explode. anywhere
yeah,
before.
that was
We've
pretty.
seen like eyeballs gouged, punctured.
Yeah.
It fucking flat out blew up.
But to kill our main dude off like that right at the end, I was just not.
They did.
He pulled an
though.
Xavier.
Yeah.
He pulled an Xavier.
Yes, there's been controversy to ending. So
I understand that. Yeah, he had his eyes, and the little thing was gone off his head. I still think it was Ironside fucking with her.
I don't think so.
I think.
I don't think
no?
so. No.
no.
well, see now.
When
there's-
Ironside said he was trying to absorb Cameron into himself.
But see, they say there's 2 ways
Because he
that
could
go
absorb it,
about
but maybe because like the way it's his brother's powers, like he can utilize. I mean, obviously, I feel like the way they did it, that's obviously left up for just
Yeah, 'cause
your
there's people that'll
interpretation.
To me, it's
Yeah.
Cameron.
there's people that'll say it's Cameron in his body now, but it is Cameron. But then they'll say it's Daryl who took him over, but is playing Cameron. And that's like the only 2 where people are like, so which one is it?
Part of me, like at first, wanted it to be like I was like, oh, he did survive. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know, man. I kind of want it to be Ironside fucking with her, dude. I don't know. I feel
I don't
because
know,
like
I
I
think
feel like
if
it being Ironside fucking with her would lead to a better like.
I don't think he would. I don't think his
sequel.
character would do that. He was more arrogant. He wouldn't.
Yeah, he would have totally been like, ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
definitely a James Bond villain type.
I mean, he
That's-
was
that's true.
arrogant, but he wasn't. I mean, it's not like he ever came out and said he was a scanner, even on the first guy. Like, obviously, like that was just total surprise. That was his own like ego boost of just like, check out what I can fucking do. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I'd want that shit. I'd be like, yo, mom, if I could go back, I'd be like, yeah, take that shit. I'd be able to. Especially when snooty bitches at the mall. Not that you're really too much at the mall. But like, yeah, dude. Like, I just want to give you a fucking
Yeah,
migraine
dude.
a little bit. Like,
Dude,
fuck you.
this was another movie that pissed me off and made me nostalgic for malls again.
Bro.
Yeah.
That was solid 1970s mall coming into
Okay.
the 80s, which was
Okay,
like,
I don't know. Like, I didn't see anything in my notes, so I don't know if it really means anything. But did you notice that the color red popped up a lot in this movie?
that whole mall was solid,
The
right?
mall
did,
was
yeah.
red. All the carpets and most of the buildings were red. That whole conference room was red, basically.
Mhm.
Like there was, it could just be a coincidence. It might not mean anything, but I just didn't
There
know.
was that weird red floor where all right, so we got Cameron, who the scene where he mind melds into the computer. That took me for a fucking loop because I wasn't expecting. I was like, "Whoa, we're going that crazy with it?" Like, okay,
I like that scene because we got some really, really cool shots of like motherboards and shit.
we did,
Yeah,
and it
we
was
did.
awesome. Like, it definitely like, even though it was just pan swoops, like it told it like you know you knew how where and how that motherboard was breaking and
Mhm.
fucking up. And shit. But me personally, dude, I love the cuts back and forth from all the exploding shit from the gas station to that room. But when that main guy, I don't know his name, but the dude with the gun, when he blows up, the fucking floor blows up underneath him for
Yeah.
no fucking reason. It just gets
Yeah.
blasted in that I laughed so fucking hard in that scene, dude. Like, I had to pause it because I was like, what the hell?
I love
It was fantastic.
one of my favorite parts is the end of that scene where he's literally holding the phone so hard though that it's just melting in his hands because it can't take the fact that
Oh,
it's
my thought
connected
was,
to
dude,
all
like, I
that
was like,
shit.
dude, was that melting into his ear a little bit? Like, ew.
No, it didn't start melting until he like pulled it down. Like it was just like I was like, how much power do you have that shit melts in your hand? You know what I mean? Like that's a lot.
Not that the scientist himself would have personally had the cojones to do it, but I feel like if the other dudes didn't know how to operate that system, not that saying like that dude couldn't have used them as like a waypoint, but who wouldn't have been like, all right, you can kill me, but then you're never gonna get the fuck, you're not gonna be
Yeah.
able to do that. Like, I feel like he had a little bit of
leverage there. Yeah.
like I was like, he didn't even fucking try, dude. But I was like, maybe the other dudes know how to do it too. I want
I think the guy was probably just like, you know what? You don't fucking pay me enough for this. Fuck it. I'll blow up. I don't give a shit.
right. I love the dude with the fucking sunglasses though on the inside, just chilling in the back, just like. He's like, what were you expecting? Some explosion or something? Ah!
Like flying through the glass, and it's like, oh, even he wasn't expecting it.
Dude, like usually movies like in the third act kind of like, you know what I mean? I feel like this one was like really good in the first one. It brought me, and then like the second act kind of just was like, ugh, it was a low. And then the third act was fantastic, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the third act fucking brought it.
The third act
straight
was
back.
balls to the wall, man.
It was, dude. I was like, all right, this is what I needed, man. But no, solidly, like it was a solid shot movie. It was acting was fantastic. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, dude, Ironside's great. It was awesome seeing Ironside with hair.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
how often is that?
But even even with hair, even that, like he still looked old.
Yeah, he did.
He did, yeah.
Because he was supposed to be what in his 30s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
35.
I
or
felt
something
like he
that.
looked like. I felt like he looked like 34, 35. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought he looked. He's like the fucking principal in Back to the Future. Like when Marty goes
See,
back in time, he's like, Jesus Christ, did that guy ever have hair?
Bro, you can't judge 35-year-old from a 1981 from a
Right.
35-year-old
Like,
to
oh, yeah,
2023.
No, I know.
It's
I'm just
way
saying.
fucking
That's-
different, bro.
That's like that meme that says, Paul Rudd's the same age as Wilford Brimley when he made Cocoon.
Yes,
exactly.
Oh,
that's
my God.
exactly what I was
Right.
gonna say.
You can't. I mean, come on, bro. Just
Well,
look
it
at
just
like
blows my mind.
look at
It's-
women
Well,
in their 50s.
he was
dude.
30 when he did this movie, so he did pull it
Like
off.
that was gold. Women in their 50s now is what Golden Girls was supposed to, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't even correlate in my head now. I was like, wait, that's what women in the 50s used to look like. In their 50s used to look like. What the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Like the youngest 50-year-old in that show was Blanche, and she still looked old as fucking dirt.
Yeah, she did. But remember, she
Ah.
treats her body like a temple.
But at the same time, you know what? Here's a weird one. John Goodman, starter Roseanne. He's 32.
Yeah.
I thought he was way older.
30 fucking 2. I used to think he looked old and like old as shit, but now I think about it, like, you know what? No, he does look 32
Yeah.
with a bunch of kids who's just like, fuck.
It's just so funny how your perspective is from back then versus now.
Oh yeah, completely, absolutely. But gentlemen, I mean, is there anything like big that you want to discuss in this movie while we're in this portion? Anything else? I mean, we obviously talked about head explosions and amazing malls that make us all nostalgic.
I mean, other than basically this movie, along with a few others that we could talk about, literally having one of the most iconic scenes ever that if you didn't see it, you know the movie. That says a lot about a movie, especially 40-something years later.
I would have to say, like, in any like top 100 like horror scenes, I bet this is in the top 20.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah.
I would put it probably at top 20, 14, 13.
I feel like, yeah, I was gonna say like I don't know if it would make 10, like top 10,
but it would be
definitely
like
top 20.
it would be like right at the tippy top of 20.
Word.
So what would you guys put at number 1?
Out of all time, I haven't seen that many. I haven't seen them
Mm.
all. Haven't seen them all.
I think
What's yours, Ted?
I mean,
I
I
think
personally want to go with the
iconic
Thing. That's my
scenes
only.
for horror. For me, it would have to be Jason jumping out of the lake at the end of the first Friday the 13th.
I don't know if I
Oh, just straight up scene.
Just straight up scenes, yeah.
if I put it number 1, I would put
Oh.
oh God, what would I put number 1?
That's a really hard decision, dude. Oh my goodness. I feel like it would be something classic to me, but I don't know. I'd almost have to say maybe Psycho. I almost feel like I'd have to give it to
Ooh,
that.
that's a
Oh,
good
well,
one too.
one that has to be in top 10 easily is The Exorcist 3.
I would say maybe Exorcist.
No, I mean like jump scare, like you were like, oh, what the fuck?
We're
Bro, you
talking
just
jump
said
scare.
Exorcist
We're
three
talking jump
scares,
scare, or just like iconic scene in general.
Iconic scene, which usually they don't go too far into the sequels when they do those and stuff.
But see, I
Brody
now that I'm thinking about it, I think more iconic scenes, even more than Jason, would be like the first time you see Dracula walking into his castle and Dracula,
Right.
I am Dracula.
Like, there's
or
definitely some
with
old.
the Frankenstein reveal, something like that.
All right, so then if I had to say iconic and scary, when Jamie Lee Curtis in the original Halloween, you just see the fade on Michael's masks because you don't know he's there.
I bet that would be like number 5.
Yeah,
I would-
it had to be a top 5.
I mean, it's a candy shop, bro.
Exactly.
You know how we feel about candy.
Yes, right.
Kande!
I haven't got to say that name on here in a while, so I was been itching. But all right, you know what? We're gonna bring Brody in and see what he has to say about this fantastic film.
Do it.
Well, howdy fucking doody there, folks. It's your DKB here back for another episode of Gore N More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Mr. Cronenberg's Scanners. Let me just start off by saying how much I really appreciate David Cronenberg as a director. He's actually my favourite director of all time, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be probably a little bit biased about his work, especially this film. That's only because the man has range in my eyes. I mean, you only got to look through his filmography, and what he's able to create in any genre of film is absolutely gold, as you can see unfold on the screen. So, yeah, I love David Cronenberg and his work. I think he's just a visionary and he's way ahead of his time. He knows what he wants. What he's able to capture in realism and turn that on its head, he does this little twist with it in reality, and it's absolutely fun to see. I mean, it's referenced everywhere in pop culture, and what he's able to bring to the table with that body horror element to the subgenre of horror, and just give it this beautifully haunting experience for the viewer to see and unfold. It's something new and fresh, and it's absolutely different, and it's just interesting. So the thing I really appreciate about this film the most is the fact that David Cronenberg's able to really conjure up a weird, interesting idea and really showcase it in terms of realism, you know, throughout the storytelling, the character development, and the mythology of a fucking scanner. I think it's absolutely terrifying to think if this was a real life thing. You know, it's that fear and paranoia for us normal human beings to think that if one of them had power, what would they do? We wouldn't even know it. It's all about, like, you give one person, one bad egg, all this power, and if they abuse it, how far would they go? Like, how far in general would they go to harm people, to get what they wanted, and just not care about anything? And it's great to see a film like this really resonate with society, because that's what creates the horror for this type of film. And I think it's really interesting to see Cronenberg's views on life and how he really resonates that with a higher power throughout his characters. So, yeah, I really enjoy the premise of this film. So, we get a few kills in this film. Some of them are okay. I mean, not really anything over the top other than the fucking opening scene and the final battle. I mean, if you have not seen this film, you definitely know where the fucking infamous head explosion from the opening scene comes from. I mean, everyone's seen it. Everyone knows where it comes from. You might not have seen the film, but it definitely makes you want to go and watch the fucking film after you see that. And the final battle between the two is absolutely fucking fantastic. The practical effects, the bladder effects, just the violence, the body horror, the melting. my God, it's what Cronenberg does best, and it's what he's known for. It's definitely a director's trademark. Also, like to point out that final battle scene, the cinematography really captured some iconic shots for this film. I mean, throughout the rest of the film, the cinematography is very basic, stock standard filmmaking, but some of the imagery in this final battle is absolutely flawless. Hence why it ends up becoming the fucking main poster for this film.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, I forgot to mention, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sound design in that final battle scene. I love how they're able to play the main theme over these two guys just screaming at each other. It's like an unearthly scream. It's something different that we've never heard before. And it's great to see, not only the body horror unfold, but to hear the skin melting, the veins popping, the eyes exploding. It's just all great stuff. So yeah, shout out to the fucking sound design in this film. And like I said, I love the main theme to this fucking film. To see that play over the battle, fantastic stuff. So the acting in this was pretty decent. I feel at times the lead actor was a little bit hit and miss. Michael Ironside is fucking fantastic as always. I mean, that motherfucker comes in clutch every film. Like, it could be the worst fucking film in the world. You put Michael Ironside in it, he's just going to fucking... He's like Lance Henriksen, I find. You definitely put him in any type of film, they're just going to fucking shine. And that's what Michael Ironside does in this. Even though this film's fucking great, he just elevates to that next level of being this fucking witty villain that not only at sometimes you like, but then at times you're like, fuck, I don't like you. There's something about you and the way you look, your presence. I mean, he just really knows how to capture and get invested into this villain role that he's really familiar for throughout his filmography. He definitely plays this hard-ass motherfucker. So, yeah, he's very familiar with that, and he showcases very well throughout this entire film. Yeah, so overall, I mean, it's definitely a film. If you have not seen it, go out and fucking suss it. I definitely feel like it's worth an hour and a half of your time to suss. It leads more directly to me. For me personally, it's more science fiction and thriller with these body horror elements about it, and the violence definitely helps elevate that horror aesthetic about it. So,
absolutely,
yeah, it's definitely a mixture of subgenre. And this week, I'm going to have to give it a Gore N More score of a 4.2.
4.2. All right.
So this is your DKB signing out, and I hope you motherfuckers have a good afternoon. Really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. So, cheers, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Brody.
Brody. Solid, Brody. Thank you.
A very fair score too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so 4.2, setting the bar. All right. I'm glad he he said a lot of the stuff that we kind of already touched on. He added a little bit more too. Ironside though, man, he does sell it. And I gotta. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, and that he just brought up, about we're talking about Ironside, and I didn't realize this because I haven't watched the show, but I didn't realize that Ironside once again does the voice of Darkseid on Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I would have no idea.
So I gotta think though, is Starship Troopers the only thing he's not a bad guy in?
I was good. You know what? I was thinking that today. I was trying to think of other movies where Ironside...
Total Recall, bad guy.
Yeah.
Top Gun.
Turbo Kid, bad guy.
Wait. Top Gun. Yeah, Top Gun.
Sure.
What's he? OG Top Gun. I'm blanking on OG Top Gun though. What was he in that?
He's
What are the? Yeah.
Dude,
Jester.
it's been a minute. Like I said, I've only seen it once when I was a kid.
He was one of the Top Gun instructors.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't. Was he? I'm assuming he was still like a hard ass in it, like he always usually is. But he probably wasn't He probably wasn't like the villain. I imagine.
I would love to see Ironside do a comedy.
I mean, Starship Troopers is kind of a comedy in its own right, a little bit.
it would be like Christopher Walken. I feel like it's just something to be so from out of left field that it would end up being completely iconic, like the cowbell sketch.
So I'm not watching the final battle and just seeing Ironside's facial, just the way the faces he was making, everything like that. I want to see it. I wish you could go back in time and take 1981 Michael Ironside and meet him up with Jack Nicholson and just have some crazy, weird, fucking psycho dude face off. I don't know what it is because like he was making some Nicholson looking faces, dude, and I'm like,
that would be a hell of a conversation to sit
that's
in
what
on
I'm
with
saying,
those
dude.
two.
Like I just like I don't know what you need to do to put them two together. Like I wish, like from that era, I wish we could get that. And then I started thinking, I was like, what if Ironside played Joker instead of fucking like how would have that went? I don't know. Like
even I think of you said how he would do with Joker. How would he play out in The Shining?
well, that's where like when his hair was kind of over, that's what it was. It was making me think of like when he was like, "Give me the bat, Wendy," like, and I was like,
Yeah,
kind of getting some Nicholson vibes here. Like I don't know what it was, but it might have been just the hairstyle. Honestly.
he also like he's done so many movies though, but I feel like he's so underrated. Like he's not talked about a lot, which is a shame.
I agree
because he's that
great.
guy. Because
he might be that guy, but he's one of the best that guys in movies.
Like he's like, would you consider him a character actor? Or,
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like if he's kind of typecast a little bit. Dude, he was awesome in Turbo Kid. He was great, man. He was the main villain in that. Like, and that's old Michael Ironside, and he's still just bringing in the acting chops. Fucking fantastic, like Brody was saying.
Okay, could you just sit here and just think a nice little roundtable discussion with not just Ironside and Nicholson, but Dennis Hopper.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
The three of them just going back and forth. Could you imagine the insanity of that?
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Right.
Absolutely. I know Dennis Hopper probably wouldn't, God rest his soul, remember some parts of his career, considering all the drinking.
And the drugs.
And the drugs, yeah.
I still remember he was asking someone, like, I did Chainsaw 2, right? He's like, yeah, I don't remember much of that production.
So I gotta say, like, I feel like we're still in the.
You brought up Chainsaw 2, and all I could think of was our discussion with the whole where he's in the chainsaw store, and they literally just our take on it. They just handed him money and said, "Just go buy chainsaws."
Yep,
and that's how it went down.
But anyway, continue.
No, I was just saying, like, while we're still discussing, like I said, I feel like I wanted to kind of like point on the lull, which I feel like is just more character building. Like that's where we get introduced to what's her name at the art gallery,
Kim.
And then so like the dude from Jason X, I liked his scene because it was just really weird and abstract with all like the art and everything going. Obviously, we got the setup that he was an artist and stuff like that throughout the show. But like I liked that like they had a conversation in a giant head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was cool because I'm like, oh, it's almost kind of like
that's a metaphor.
Yeah, that's what I took as like, oh, it's their mind reading, but they're.
It's disappointing though that he wasn't. I wish we could have got more of his character.
Right? Because like, was he like a powerful one, or like he said he almost killed his family when he was like 10, right?
Yeah,
like that's what it said.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I don't know, man. That and the assassins came in so fast, dude, and just added that shit. I was like, oh wow, hey man. Which, hey, I like assassins that use shotguns. Like, fuck being discreet.
I know we got a sequel to this, but obviously, like the character of Daryl Revick or Cam, as far as I know, they don't come back.
No.
Because now, since this, we would, I know people would say this might be like a slow burn. That to me, I wish they would have had the sequel where it was pretty much just go nuts with this, because I don't know how nuts the sequel was, but it would have been nice to have known that if some of these characters came back, it could have been probably like all over the place.
I don't think any of the sequels have anything to do with each other at all.
No, they don't, unfortunately.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is it the same power though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
okay.
I would like to see a sequel where it's almost like Children of the Corn, where it's all these little kids have this power and they're just fucking up everything.
And they're stronger than the adult scanners. And they're just fucking.
Like the baby?
Yeah.
I mean,
the baby was strong enough to scan her. So.
But then it would just be Incredibles, right? Like you would just.
Yeah, Jack running around.
Right? Some super baby. I mean, like. Okay, so.
Oh, Brody said there is a movie like that.
Wait, is there? Wait,
what is it, Brody?
It's not Village of the Damned,
I was say Village of the Damned. That's what my first thought was, but
that's kind of what I'm basing it on. Is a lot like that, but these
because they had psychic powers, right? That's what it was.
They had a
There was
no,
alien bullshit, but it was
Yeah.
like psychic
But-
powers. They still had
yeah.
psychic powers, son, right? But
That probably depends on the version you watch. If you watch Carpenter's or the original,
I thought, yeah, I don't fucking remember.
there's two. Yeah,
It's been so long since I've seen both. But all right, well, I feel like that's enough for discussion.
Mhm.
Go check it out, Chad Eddie. You want to spread them cheeks? Oh,
All right. Brady said it's called The Innocents. It's a European film. You have to suss that out, buddy.
I'm gonna look that up now.
Yeah, thank you. Please do that while I'm doing all this. So, and if I miss anything as far as behind the scenes, you guys can. I'm sure it'll be covered in LCE episodes. So if you want to hear more in depth, by all means, go check that out because they have much more of a love for the
Behind the scenes,
but not just
Is
behind
this
like the technical.
production and technical side. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just your average moviegoers. They're a bit more film nerds than we are. We're just nerds. So David Cronenberg once called this the most frustrating film he's ever made. The film was rushed through production. Filming had to begin without a finished script and end within roughly 2 months, so the financing would qualify as a tax write-off, forcing Cronenberg to write and shoot at the same time. Cronenberg also cited difficulty with and antagonism between the leads, particularly Patrick McGowan and Jennifer O'Neill. Like I even saw, and I forgot to note down, it might be down here, but he would frequently get up in the morning, write a couple pages of the script, and then they would go and film those pages that day.
really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, 2021 so I'm assuming because 2016 is way
No,
back.
there is a 1961 version, and it's a woman adopts 2 orphans, and bizarre things start happening, and it's exactly what it's like. This,
Brody, which one are you talking about? Let us know.
yeah.
Yeah, let us know. William S. Burroughs' 1959 novel Naked Lunch contains a chapter concerning Senders, a hostile organization of telepaths bent on world domination, a clear literary inspiration for this film. Cronenberg would later direct a film version of Naked Lunch in 91.
Sack lunch.
Sack Lunch.
It came in again.
Love those Seinfeld references from out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
A very early treatment from 1976 entitled Telepathy 2000 takes place in the future, begins with the protagonist, who's named Harley Quinn, telepathically raping a woman in a subway, and was set as a spy movie. In this version, a company called Cytodine Amalgamate was breeding evil scanners to take over the world, and the U.S. government was employing good scanners to stop them. So that was one of the earlier versions that he had written.
Scanner battle.
Okay.
So would Chronicle almost be like a different step in like the evolution of scanners, essentially? Like, do you think like scanners could eventually learn like to like fly and stuff, or they do not? Or
I don't know. See, I don't know, because that was all based on alien technology, though. That's how they got their powers.
True.
And
Well,
whenever they killed one of their friends, then they became stronger.
Right.
the scanners were telepathic and telekinetic, so
And pyrokinetic.
and pyrokinetic. So they may, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're full fucking Jean Grey Phoenix, dude,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
mind. So I feel like eventually,
they
They
could
can
totally
fly.
learn how to fly. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know.
It'd just be an extension of telekinesis. So yeah, they could easily.
So,
Interesting.
there's a sequel. But
All
right, yeah, Dick.
Stephen Lack, who plays Cameron Vale, is now a successful and prolific painter.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
All right.
I mean, I can't say I know of any of his work because I
Right.
only know the very few mainstream ones because I'm not a art critic.
Nope. I never knew he was an artist.
Michael Ironside was originally hired for a bit part of one of 2 scenes and was paid 5,300 Canadian dollars.
What?
So I'm hoping he got paid more as the role evolved.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I mean, he's
Dude,
on the
he's the one
fucking
who-
poster.
Bro, well, he sold it better than the main character did.
He did.
He did. No, he did.
For solid acting chops, he was the one that like held this movie down.
This was the nearest thing to a conventional science fiction thriller David Cronenberg had made up to that point. Lacking the sexual content of Shivers, Rabid, or The Brood, it was also his most profitable film until The Fly 6 years later.
I do love The Fly, though, man.
That's,
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
that's
I feel
one
like
of
that's
them.
probably my favorite out of it. Although I can't say it because I haven't seen a lot of those either. But they all popped up after I got done watching this. So
Yeah.
they
And
all are on the max.
And I don't think any of those are on our list, but I do believe Videodrome is on our list for this year.
Yes.
Yes, I feel like that was maybe.
I think it was a Brody pick, wasn't it?
I believe so. Hell yeah. What else
So,
we got, Chad?
Robert A. Silverman, who plays the artist scanner Benjamin Pierce, also appears in Cronenberg's Rabid, The Brood, Naked Lunch, and Existence.
Existence. Okay.
Not sure what that one's about. I remember seeing things about
I've
it when
never
it came
heard
out.
that one.
Oh, excuse me. Hiccup.
That's all Cronenberg?
Those are all Cronenberg.
All right.
This is perhaps the first film wherein telepathic activity results in the psychic's nose beginning to bleed.
Really? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. That definitely has become like a main.
Okay, Brody did not pick Videodrome, but somebody did.
I did.
Okay.
Oh,
Why didn't you speak up when I said that?
I said yeah.
Oh. I thought you were just excited for it.
Existence?
No.
That came out in 1999, and you could definitely tell just by the fucking title. But I have seen that cover before. for
Yeah, because it has
sure.
the capital X and the capital Z.
Yeah. Existence. Extreme.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
Some of Benjamin Pierce's art gallery pieces bear a very striking, very similar, if not completely homaged, likeness to the Doctor and Nurse final reveal of the Twilight Zone episode The Masks.
Ooh, yeah. Now that you mentioned that. Huh.
Dude, that was some fucked up art too.
Right?
Yeah. And the weird part is people pay for it.
Oh, they pay a lot of money for shit like
Absolutely.
that.
Fuck that. All right.
Okay, this movie can be considered as part of a late 70s, early 80s cycle of movies that dealt with telekinesis and psychokinesis. The pictures include, amongst others, Carrie in 1976, The Fury in 78, The Sender in 82, Firestarter in 84, this, of course, in 1981, The Medusa Touch in 78, Ruby in 77, Jennifer in 78, Patrick in 78. There's a lot of them that are just fucking names. The Dead Zone 83, The Curlian Witness 78, as well as the parodies Zapped in 82 and Modern Problems in 81.
Oh shit, that's right. He did that.
That's a lot of psychic shit going on in that small amount of time.
Wait, what year did that song come out?
God damn. You know what, dude? Dead Zone, I remember seeing it was one of those like when it's a rainy Saturday and you're kind of stuck doing nothing and there's nothing good on TV, but then randomly like it's not even like TBS or anything, but it's like one of those like off fucking shoot channels that like it's like whatever Crackle. Whatever, yeah. It's whatever like Crackle would be fucking 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
WGN.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of my
And then
favorite Cronenberg.
and that's exactly how I saw Dead Zone, dude. It was just this one like, what the fuck is this? Christopher Walken. All right, we'll watch this.
This film features several cast members of other early 80s horror movies filmed in Canada, such as Michael Ironside in Visiting Hours, Lawrence Dane, Happy Birthday to Me, Robert Silverman in Prom Night, Anthony Sherwood, Terror Train, and Neil Affleck and Thomas Kovacs both were in My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, that's right. He is. He's the guy at the counter in the mall.
It's a stack. Nice, dude. Good old horror stack.
The effect for the exploding head scene was accomplished by filling a latex head of the actor with dog food, leftover lunch, fake blood, and rabbit livers, and shooting it from behind with a 12-gauge shotgun. There's a lot more.
Damn.
There was a lot more of an in-depth study on all the different things that they tried to do that I was going to put in here. But dude, the paragraph was like this freaking long. I'm like, I'm going to be reading this for 5 minutes, and the guys are going to lose interest.
So was that David Cross's dad? Because that's all I could think about was that's David Cross.
It could be. It could be.
That scene, like as cool as it is, was almost also like a little bit laughable just with the whole like
And
you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, dude, that's why I feel like if you rebooted it today, like you could make the psychic shit a little bit more.
like they use like sound effects and everything to like make it more interesting to us, but the people that were sitting in the audience just sitting there watching it, they're probably like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Oh my god, dude! I would have been. There's no way I could.
Battle me, Bobby. Battle me, Bobby.
If I was an extra, bro, I would have been laughing my ass off. I would have got kicked out. They'd be like, "All right,"
But that's how you know shit got real, when the hands got lifted.
Yeah.
right?
And shit got real once Michael Ironside made an orgasm face.
Well, in that scene alone, I actually find it very frightening when the guy's holding the table. It looks like he's trying to hold himself down, and he can't get the grip. Like it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's happening to you right now,
Dude, like you could explode people's heads and shit, but imagine just like being that much of an asshole and just like explode people's dicks or balls.
Oh,
Not both of them, just one ball.
What did you say to me?
Just leave one as an insult.
Oh,
I thought of South Park. Butters, why are you shooting the balls, man? You're not supposed to shoot them in the balls.
oh man.
Let's see. We also got the crash scene in the record store prominently features a float hanging from the ceiling for RSO record label, who paid for this placement. By the time the film was released, RSO had gone out of business.
Oh fuck.
Womp womp.
Well then,
Yo, that record store nowadays would be booming.
Mm-hmm.
oh
Again.
God,
I think there wasn't a lot of people in there. They would have got fucking smushed.
Production stills exist of shots in the final duel between Cameron and Revik, where the top of Cameron's head explodes, sending sparks into the air. Apparently, this climax was filmed, but Cronenberg chose to omit it from the final print.
Sparks?
Yeah, I think it's better without that.
Yeah.
Like, he was already on fire and shit, dude. Like, why do you need? He's not a fucking welding
Well,
torch.
Sparklers.
There's also
Yeah.
another shot of his eyes starting to glow like fire too.
Didn't really
man,
need
I was-
that though, because they
I was
fucking
cool
blew
with
up.
like melted, blowing up eyes, man. That shit was fucking gnarly as fuck. Did not expect
Yeah,
that.
I forgot that happened. So when it happened, I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
Yeah, that was very I was
Very
happy with
unexpected.
that.
Very
Yeah,
unexpected.
for sure. It's just like,
Uh,
oh fuck.
David Cronenberg moved the head explosion from the very beginning of the film for late moviegoers. So originally it was supposed to open the movie, but he moved it later for people that.
Oh,
come in
he's
late
pulling a
in the movie.
Hitchcock move.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What was that? I think that was Psycho where he did it. Like people weren't allowed to, because like obviously like as you guys probably know, but for maybe listeners, you know, older movies like people used to just hop in and out of movies all the time, like at
Mhm.
sporadic times. So like when Hitchcock released Psycho, if you didn't know for some reason, that was one of his where it was like, nope, you have to be here before the movie starts, or you are not allowed in because, spoiler alert, they kill off the fucking quote unquote main character in the first 10 minutes, 5 or 15 minutes.
Well, I hate
Uh,
that shot, Bobby.
That's why I sent it. Like they had that.
That looks terrible.
Yeah.
What, the spark shot? Did you send it?
No,
No, it's
look
the
at the
glowing
picture I
eyes.
sent.
He sent a picture of the glowing eyes.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know why I heart.
What the fuck is that bullshit?
I didn't mean to heart that. Pay no attention. I was trying to zoom in. That's fucking horrible looking.
Yeah.
That you know what that looks like? Fucking Children of the Damned, dude. It looks like the cover of Children of the Damned to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay.
Um,
Continuing on, the drug ephemeral bears an eerie similarity to the real life scandal in the late 50s, as women who had taken thalidomide, is that how you say it, during pregnancy, it was marketed as relief for morning sickness, began to give birth to children suffering phocomelia or other physical deformities.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Daryl refers to Cameron as his kid brother. In real life, Ironside is 4 years younger than Lack.
what?
Okay.
Okay, I would still have said Ironside looked older than him.
Hey,
but-
by the way, that
Yeah.
whole brothers and their father, that totally threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
no,
There was
That was a nice
fair
twist.
enough. Yeah, that was a good twist too. I was like,
That-
ooh,
That was like a Darth Vader moment, though.
little
Yeah,
bit.
like the doctor is your father,
No,
and I
Doctor.
am your brother.
no.
I like that he called him Daddy. He was like, I don't know. It was a little. I could see that though. The Darth Vader. All right.
Okay, the death of the first scanner was filmed in two different ways. The theatrical release has Revit causing his head to explode. An alternate take, featured in television versions, shows him dying of a grotesque heart attack instead. The Sci-Fi Network actually shows the scene intact. So they show the head explosion.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
I would
wonder
like to. No, go ahead.
When the Sci-Fi Channel does that, maybe you don't know. Does it have to be at a certain time for it to air, or is
Usually
it
after 9 o'clock, but I don't know because you used to be able to not say shit on TV until after 9. Now you do it all the time.
Yeah. Fuck on TV the other day.
Oh,
when
yeah,
the first time I heard that, I was like, "Wait a minute, we're watching cable," and they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wow, man, I feel old because apparently I haven't watched cable in a minute."
That although
They don't
that
care
kill,
anymore.
I would have liked to have seen instead of the head kill. Oh, I like the head kill, but heart explosion, a massive heart attack explosion. Oh,
I mean, we saw Cameron get his heart like
Yeah, you kinda see
melted
it there.
out.
Yeah, his heart was, like, fucking
acidically,
melted,
dude. It was
yeah.
fucking crazy. It was nasty. That dude just got straight fucked.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well,
Right.
I guess he didn't though because I don't know, he took over his body. See, but that could be a sequel though. Like, okay, let's say he did take over his brother, like, but his brother's consciousness never actually like died. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if it's a whole like they
Like
can
he's
take
still
over?
he's
So,
still
like-
there lurking in the subconscious.
So like in
Yeah,
Chucky with fucking in the Chucky series with what's her face?
I haven't seen the Chucky series, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, you've seen Cult of Chucky.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
what's
So
her name?
Nika,
Nika. That's yeah.
So Nika has Chucky inside of her, but she's coming back and forth. So
Oh,
she
okay,
goes
okay.
into consciousness, and she's Nika, and she's paralyzed. But when she's Chucky, she can
She
walk.
can walk.
Okay.
Except in season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. All right. Fair enough. Good to know.
Okay.
Anything else,
makeup,
Trader?
makeup artist Dick Smith, who did The Exorcist, provided prosthetics for the climactic scanner duel and the iconic exploding head effect.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, so like all the veins bulging and everything, that was all him.
Veiny.
And
bulging
and those veins, they didn't look like fake. They looked like part of him. Like sometimes you do veins that just don't look right.
Well, like just the traversal of it and everything was like so fucking awesome. I was like,
And you
"Oh,
couldn't
man."
tell they were fake.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Especially the ones on the arms.
Yeah, they looked like everything was so good. I mean, and I was waiting for those veins just to like fucking explode.
Oh, when the one actually
The
did
one,
the
dude, and
like,
it just started
pop.
squirting out. I was
Yeah.
like, ah!
Ah.
Okay, and finally, Scanners was released in the United States on January 4th, 1981 by Avco Embassy Pictures and grossed $2.7 million from 387 theaters in its first opening weekend. It grossed a total of $14.2 at the box office, and a novelization by Leon Whitestone was released in 1981.
All right.
Nice.
Well, thank you very much for that, Chad Daddy.
Pleasure,
Yes.
buddy.
Awesome. All right, boys, we're going to move it on to the questions. But I feel like we already answered this one in discussion. But what format did we watch this on?
Max.
Prime.
HBO Max.
HBO Max, baby.
Yeah,
There's a
beautiful copy.
fuck ton of yeah, it is, dude. Yeah, it is. That thing was clear as shit. And like I said, it definitely was the Criterion transfer.
Oh, yeah. It even says at the beginning,
Yep.
Criterion Collection, whatever.
I made sure to note that down. I was like, all right. Not to mention, like I said, there's a bunch of other Cronenberg movies on HBO Max right now.
Mhm.
So if you want to go ham, you could definitely go ham. I saw Fly and then Fly 2 pop up. And I'm like, oh man, where am I going to go down? I'm like, rabbit hole. All right. Douche of the film.
you
Rabbit.
almost want to give it to him.
Dude.
I want to
But I
see
give
the
it to
doctor
the-
almost.
I'm giving it to the doctor.
Dr. Ruth. Yeah.
The
Oh
doctor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dr.
Ruth.
Dad. It's all his fault.
Because they put his sons against each other.
Yeah.
Well,
And
And he
he
was-
was the whole thing anyway.
and he literally just drugged his wife with an experimental drug.
Well, dude, and he had his kid fucking, what is it? They had him like frozen or something.
Yeah, he's on ice.
Yeah.
Right. So he Captain America, his second child.
Didn't just that, they wiped his mind too, so he didn't remember anything.
Okay, so he
Well-
Winter Soldiered fucking.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier
Winter
and
Soldiered
Captain
him.
America.
Well, now
Oh, Winter
wait a minute.
Soldier was
Winter Soldier goes on
Oh,
ice.
yeah, he was on ice
Is
too.
he the real douche? But what about the other guy? He was ready to create a whole separate clan of these things with Rabbit.
Ah, fuck that. It's
Ah.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, I go with that.
Right, because none of it would ever exist without Ruth.
That's true. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, Ruth.
Which means Ruth, and then I want to say secondary douche is any of the doctors that worked along with Ruth.
Yep.
Because the doctor that was just giving it to the random fucking pregnant women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, maybe that doctor truly did not know. Obviously, like, you know what I mean? They're not going to be like, hey, by the way, the side effects is going to turn the baby psychic. You know what I mean? But because they're just obviously pitching it as what was it? It took away, it was like a pain numbing or something, right?
You know, I just realized how much of a similar theme this has to last week's movie.
A little bit. Bit.
Yeah. A little bit. Now that you think
drug.
about it.
Yeah.
Especially giving out in like crazy doses and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they just had to like show random tankers just to make you think you're like, wow, they're moving a lot.
And so I completely unintentionally, put these two back to back and didn't realize they had a similar theme underneath.
That's awesome. Well, didn't see either one, so first time.
Yeah.
How would we know?
True.
Good catch, Chad Daddy. Hell yeah. Okay, favorite kill.
I don't want to give it to the head explosion.
I don't want to either.
I want to give
Cameron,
dude. I'm going with Cameron too.
Cameron's was nasty.
It was like a literal meltdown of his body.
Everything. It was gross, just popping and pussing. And
I'm gonna give it to the head explosion.
We get a better body melt scene right there than we got out of the entire body melt.
That's true. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
No, you know something? I'm gonna give it to the guy who gets blown through the wall when the fucking computers blow.
Computer explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a damn good one, dude. Chair and all. Damn.
I'm giving it to him.
Bob. That was.
I love that one. That's a good one.
Damn it.
I'm giving it to the head explosion only because it was the most unexpected one. Because it was the first one, and you're like, what the fuck?
I would have been mad though if the trailer just gave it away though, like it showed us. I don't think that was the actual original, unless it was original Red Band, which, like I said, did not say.
I don't know, but when Cameron's eyes exploded, I was like, oh,
yeah, that was just straight fucked.
Yeah.
Okay. So best scene.
Well, that's why I couldn't give it the best kill, because the best scene for me was the fight and the eyes exploding and the heart melting. All of that.
The whole third act for me. Like it's
No.
just too much to narrow down. As great as that fight scene was, everything leading up to it was also just as equally good to me.
My best scene. You know what? No, I know what I go. Best scene is computer meltdown scene.
That's I'm
All right.
going with John.
That whole explosion, like all the explosions, dude.
Okay, so here's one thing that I didn't understand, and it really got to me. So the whole scene when all the scanners are in that room together and they're all like connecting their minds and everything.
And
how the fuck did not a single one of them sense the assassins coming in?
That's a good question.
Maybe because they're all mind melding so much that they're distracted. I don't.
Well, maybe they weren't as they're not as powerful as Cameron or fucking what's his face.
Daryl.
So maybe they just, I don't know.
But like, also, why? You know what I mean? Like, why are just his sons the strongest? Now, when he said that originally his sons, before he explained like the whole like giving it to the wife, I was like, yo, bro, is he like doing the thing where he's just like running a sperm bank and he's just dropping his sperm in all these fucking ladies and also making like superhero kids with his
dropping
sperm
hella loads,
bro? Like I thought it was going on some crazy other rail and it didn't.
Brody said they're having a mind melding orgy, and that's exactly what it seemed like.
That's probably.
No, man. Like, yeah, they were doing exactly what everybody wanted to do in Demolition Man.
Real quick, now that you say that, I don't know if you guys probably the Infinity Pool movie, Cronenberg's son, that just released. Now that you say the mind melding orgy, it's very similar to what goes on in that movie. Huh?
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Nah, that's sick. Ooh,
What, Mia Goth's in it, right?
That's fucking.
She's in everything anymore, dude.
With her not
I love
non-eyebrows.
No eyebrows.
She's just weird looking to me.
I love her. She has great movies.
I don't.
I can't
Maybe.
find her attractive.
I can get past the eyebrows not being there.
Yeah.
I'm okay. She's so I don't care. She's so fucking hot to me, and I don't know why.
I'm right.
You're
I'm
not
right
the
with
only one
Steve.
that thinks that, dude. But you know what? I don't think I've seen enough of her movies to like have that thought yet. I don't know. I haven't watched
before you
Pearl
start
or Axe
thinking.
yet, so that's why.
Before you start thinking she's too hot, just remember she did have a kid with Shia LaBeouf, so
Hey,
that kind of weighs down.
I
fuck
like
that.
Shia
love
LaBeouf, dude.
Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf is an honorary fucking vato, man. Like,
Right?
I just
Especially
love
from
giving
the
him
law.
shit. I
After-
love Shia LaBeouf too. It's,
after the
that
fucking,
that song just killed
Lawman?
me.
No.
what was that movie?
Lawman? No. Fuck.
What was the
God
name of that
damn
fucking
it.
movie?
We've talked about it
Where he
already.
became
I
an
mean,
honorary Mexican.
yeah, he was badass in it. God damn it, dude! I can't even think about it now. I thought it was the
Tax collector.
tax collector. No,
Tax.
is that it?
Tax. Is it the tax collector? I think.
I'll just look. We can look it up. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the next question. Do we all answer bestie? I think
Yeah.
we.
Yes.
Brody said that Mia Goth isn't hot, but he wouldn't kick her out of bed for farting.
Exactly.
Fair.
I don't know.
I think
no
the chick in
eyebrows,
the
it's
menu
just-
was hot, dude.
Oh,
tax
And I know she,
yeah.
and I know she's in like Last Night in Soho and stuff too. I know she's. Been
I still
in a
need to
lot of
watch
stuff.
that. I still need, that looks like a total fucked up movie.
What's that? Soho?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Oh,
I honestly, I've only heard of it and I've only seen the picture, and I'm like that. Like, I never interpreted it for what it was until I just watched the trailer after watching the menu, and I was like,
I gotta
this
watch.
actually looks like a kind of fucked up movie, dude.
Dude,
Like,
I
I
got-
might be into this.
I gotta watch it just to see Matt Smith playing a bad guy.
Guys, I just forgot something I did yesterday. I fucking watched Cocaine Bear. How could I leave
Oh,
that out?
dude.
Nah,
Bro.
Suggest it.
Yes.
I've heard
Okay.
so many good things about it, dude.
I've heard it's
Fucking-
gnarly as fuck.
Gnarly as fuck, bro.
I gotta
Like-
go see that.
Oh, it's so great. The
I'm
girlfriend's
sad
mad at me.
because I missed my brother-in-law's text asking if I wanted to go, and I was like, "Damn it, I totally
Well,
did
she
want to
wasn't
go."
feeling good yesterday, and so I dropped her off at home after we were at the gun show, because I forgot that too. I went to the gun show. And she wasn't feeling good, and I was like, I'm going to go get popcorn, watch this movie. And I was like, you know what? I'm already at the theater. I'm going to watch Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
And I did. And it was fucking awesome.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the girlfriend to go see that this week.
Do it.
Nice.
Too.
Oh yeah. All right. Opening scene. Hook you
Yep.
in.
Oh
Oh,
Yeah, dude, it was in the mall, man.
Mhm.
That was homeless
Homeless
fucking
guy
Cameron and-
eating a half-eaten hot dog, and
right, pulling a Costanza. Hey, he was on top of the train.
Up the rim.
back to fucking Seinfeld again.
That's right.
We saw that
Uh,
episode the other day, and Mel goes, I'd fucking do it if it was on
Hell-
top
hell
of the
yeah,
I'm like,
Fuck
God
yeah.
damn
why,
it.
Why not?
Steve, like you wouldn't.
I would, but that's not the point.
I
I can't have two Costanzas in one relationship.
That's you just bite it from the other end, and you don't go all the way to the bit end. You know what I mean? You leave
Yeah,
that
that's
little
what you
bit of,
do.
like,
Do you take your
bro,
shirt off?
If
while you're going
anybody's
to the
ever worked at a
bathroom, too?
restaurant,
Like,
you just see some
I
weird
do
shit.
that.
Do you really?
I do.
Uh,
can't
what?
poop
Wait,
with
what's
it.
that?
I can't
Do you
poop
take
with
your
the
shirt
on.
off when you go to the bathroom?
Sometimes. It all depends, man. Listen, everybody's had a moment.
Oh god.
Everybody on this godforsaken earth has had a moment where they have been butt ass naked on a fucking toilet, holding their gut, praying to some god, whoever the fuck is listening, for the pain to fucking stop because
Yeah.
you have been there for way too long and you are hot and you are just
And your
Your
legs
ass
are gnarly,
hurts.
tingly,
yeah, like everything is just
tingly.
yeah. And you're ready. You want to just go to take a nap. You're tired. and it's
Dude,
just-
the worst is when you're feeling like that. You just get done, and then you have to throw.
You have to. Oh, dude.
and you have to
oh
throw
no,
up
I
the
wasn't
next
even
bit.
going there. I
Or
was
when you
just
think
saying
you're
just-
done and you stand up and you're like, oh, I gotta go again.
Yeah.
Dude, that was me a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
That
The worst is
fucking
when you,
ending,
the
was
worst is the
horrible.
when you can get the farthest and you finally get to like your bed to lay down. You're like,
And then you feel that
Oh
rumbling.
shit.
oh god damn it! Here we go again. I'm bringing
It
the
really,
stitch.
it really sucks when that's like at 2 a.m. too.
Yes. Oh,
yeah, because
God.
that
Jaeger
turns into
shits ain't no
4:30 in
joke.
the morning, and you're like, I'm just getting done now.
Yeah,
My alarm's gonna go off in 3, 2, fuck.
yeah. You're like, I just want
Ah.
to sleep.
Yep. All right.
Continue.
Wow. Random sucking. All right. Most attractive character. Like Clarence said.
Uh,
I don't know, man. Cameron was a pretty handsome, like leading man. I feel like he had the quaff.
I'm gonna give it to the pregnant woman in the doctor's office.
Ooh,
She was
I'm gonna give it
cute.
to
She was
Kim.
pretty
She
hot,
had
yeah.
herself an.
if I eat hot food,
Kim wasn't bad either.
She also
See?
had a
Yeah,
nice
Brody
little
knows
gray haze to her hair. It fit her perfectly.
Yeah, she did.
that, dude. You know what? The pregnant chick was pretty hot.
And you know, for
That's
a
why
fact
she's
she was
pregnant.
out.
Right.
It's horrible.
She likes to raw dog it.
Yep.
It's like the Jay and Silent Bob and get the, wait, why are you guys here at a fucking Planned Parenthood? We're here for pregnant.
Dude, funny side note is years ago, this was probably about a year or so before I met Steph. Me and this kid I worked with, his name was Aaron. Like we always made plans to go out drinking on the weekend. So the one night we just started this conversation like, dude, let's go down to the saloon and pick up some pregnant chicks this weekend. He's like, yeah, let's go. The look of horror the one older female coworker gave us was worth the conversation alone. It was hilarious.
That's great.
She was like, like, what? You don't have to worry about wrapping it then.
Nope.
You know what? Every joke has a little bit of truth to it. So
This is true.
We laugh because we agree.
Brody said he had to shove milk up his ass because he ate ghost chili. Oh, ouch.
Oh no!
Call him General Patton that night. All right, so we are on. Did the score set the mood?
Oh,
I really
yes.
enjoyed
For
it.
the most part,
yeah.
yeah, I would say.
Good. This score and the Fly score are very similar.
Yes.
Romantic style, yeah. A little bit. Best song?
I don't think there was one.
I don't pay attention.
Remember any, so I apologize. Okay, so favorite character. Dude, I mean, Michael Ironside was
It's hard.
fantastic, but
yeah,
I feel like that's just him being a really good actor. So,
Yeah.
like, I would have to say, I kind of like the Doctor. Like, the accent was super thick and a little bit of hokey, but at the same time, like, he gave us all our exposition, and I don't know, it was still, you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of the villain in the end, even though he never showed off as the villain.
I'm gonna say the Scanner Baby.
Scanner baby, we didn't even see.
Scanner baby.
Because that little shit was in there going,
I got you, bitch.
I'm gonna know everything when I come out.
I'll give it-
Bro,
Yep.
could
Think
you
about that, did you?
imagine? I
That-
did not.
That fucking child is going to know so much shit when it's born. So
Yeah,
what?
but okay,
Okay,
so
but
like,
think about this though. Scanner baby could potentially kill everyone in the delivery room.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That baby's gonna come out.
I need a movie
talking.
about Scanner Baby.
Yeah, that that's how Scanner should have ended.
Like, look
And
who's
Scanner baby
talking.
being born, and just like everybody's holding their heads, and they're just like, "Ugh."
But I need it styled like Look Who's Talking.
So
Yes.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
With
that.
Jack Black as the Scanner Baby.
hurry up and get Bruce. Hurry up and get Bruce Willis on it before he's too far into his dementia.
Oh no.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah,
He's
done,
done.
unfortunately.
We love you, Bruce. We're
Yeah.
I know, that's sad.
Damn shame.
Very sad.
Way to bring us down, Chad.
sorry.
God damn it, Chad.
Wait. Then how about instead of him, John Travolta?
John Travolta as Scanner Baby.
Ooh,
Fuck
yes.
Well, now I just want to see CGI John Travolta's head on a little baby's body. Because he's
I
bald
want it
now.
I want it from like conception though, so it's got to start off just like Look Who's Talking with like
With the
a little
sperm,
John Travolta face sperm.
right?
Fucking-
See,
Is it gonna come out singing?
you know what?
It's
There's
got
a
John
movie-
Travolta's hair from Grease.
There's a movie that is kind of placed as like not necessarily a family comedy, but not like a terribly raunchy comedy in the 80s, right? There's a movie that right off the bat, dude, we have fucking sperm going to an egg. This is what we grew up on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like kids.
That's why our generation's fucking awesome compared to this.
This is why we're perverted as
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks.
But
now
you
all
know
I could-
what?
You mentioned that, and all I could think of is the fucking Simpsons episode when Homer's telling the story about how Maggie was born.
Oh yeah.
see, and then anytime I always think that, I always think of Beavis and Butthead when Beavis thinks about his life flashback when he's a fucking sperm. Hey, how's it going? But all right.
Ah.
So Did we all say favorite character? I
Yes.
don't know if everybody did. All right. If we did, was it scary?
Not to me.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
It's
But I
more
don't even know if it,
sci-fi.
I would
Yeah.
say the idea of it is, but not really scary in terms of this now.
fuck that, dude. I want superpowers. What the fuck? I would feel gypped. I'm like, bro, what is the new formula of that shit that you can just give anybody that shit? Like, do I have to be a baby?
They did something
Yeah,
like
you
that
get
on
superpowers.
Heroes.
Called
But you get
alcohol.
a pinky-sized dick. Would you
What's
still
that?
take it? I said you get all the superpowers, but you get a pinky-sized dick. Would you? Still
I'm already
take
there.
it?
Sweet. So I get 3 more inches? Yeah. Do that.
Sorry, I can't.
Bobby's like,
I
I
can't
pass.
trade.
I pass.
I can't trade my meat mountain.
His meat mountain is his superpower.
There, yeah, exactly.
I would not be.
See, that's why I don't need a big brain. It lets me do.
I'd use it for. I would not be good with superpowers by any
No,
means, dude.
at all.
I couldn't
No,
be.
fuck no.
No, like I'd be
I
so
would
mad.
try. I would try to be as virtuous as possible.
Like I feel like I would
But
run
I
that
know
flag where
me.
it's like I'd want to find somebody that's worthy to be fucked with. Just
Thanks,
so,
Brody. Now I'm gonna
You
have
know what I mean?
nightmares.
Uh,
Did you guys get a
Yes.
message from Brody?
Arnold's head and baby.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my god. That's horrific.
All right.
That kind of looks like the Freddy baby from Dream Child.
Oh God.
Oh
Yes.
god, yeah.
Dude.
Oh god.
All right. So does it hold up today? For the
guess.
most part, I would say yeah.
It
would
could
say
benefit
yeah.
from a nice reboot.
I do think right. The psychic battles, while acting aside, definitely held them together. It needs a little bit more, and maybe we're just ruined by all the superhero movies and shit that we
Yeah.
have now that can show shit and everything like that. But I would say, still, for the most part, dude, it's still a solid movie. So I would say yes.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Acting,
Acting was okay by Ironside, but Cameron,
He
some
was a
of his
little-
acting.
Yeah,
so there
he
was
was hit
a
or
scene
miss.
like right at the end before they started fighting. Like when he's sitting on the couch, he's talking, and it was horrible. I was like, "Wow, bro! Like your acting sucks right now."
It felt like he couldn't he felt too tense.
Yeah, he couldn't get across like the I don't know, like it's like he was trying too hard to not try hard.
Yeah,
It was I don't know, it was weird.
his pitch didn't sound right, and I've never said that before about someone's acting.
So for the most part, Ironside pulled this movie.
50-50.
Oh yeah, he carried it.
Then everybody else is kind of eh.
Yeah.
They did what they needed to do. Like I don't
Died.
I don't think security guard with mom issues in the halls was really bringing in.
Oh
Oscar
yeah,
fucking
he was
movies.
not bringing that.
That was
He was
rough.
not bringing
Oh,
that
yeah.
trauma at all.
Mommy.
Mommy, I'm sorry. And why did they talk like that though?
You know what though? I kind of made me laugh because literally the night prior, I was watching the new Suicide Squad, and all I could think about was when fucking Polka Dot Man was seeing everybody else's bodies. It's like, yeah, she's everywhere.
Rip. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Right. So, cinematography. I'm gonna say with like Brody, dude. There was nothing really to shake at it.
Except, like I said, for the shots of the sweeping shots of the motherboards, I thought that was really cool.
You know, okay, that was cool. That was cool. That definitely. It made. I was just like, oh yeah, man. Like I don't know. I wish you saw more like fizzle through the motherboard, but that probably would have been a pain in the ass. I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think they had the budget for that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just lay gunpowder in a line. Whatever. Okay, and did we like the premise?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking mind blowing up superpowers? Fuck yeah, dude. So what Xavier should have always done.
Yep.
Just didn't want to.
So basically, the Shadow King.
Wait. From Africa?
When he possessed Xavier.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
Shadow King was. Remember, he was originally a powerful psychic like Charles was, and Charles destroyed his body. So
See, I barely remember him, but I just remember like they introduced like Storm's nephew or something, and like he came into the episode where I think he possessed the nephew or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot. I'm gonna say reboot or
I'm gonna say reboot
remake
with
maybe?
a sequel that actually ties into this.
Yeah.
And it
Bring
starts off
Iron-
with Scanner Baby.
Yeah.
Starts
Bring-
off with Scanner Baby.
But bring Ironside back or that character back. And
I want Ironside to play the new Doctor.
Yeah.
But maybe like flip the script on that. Maybe not keep that same story that the Doctor. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't want to completely.
do you
remake
want it? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want it rebooted to where
Yeah.
this already occurred, and
Okay. So you
That's
just
what
want the proper.
But I want to
sequel.
I want a proper sequel with the characters from.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I could
Ironside
get
would
behind,
probably
yeah.
be the only one, but
I can go for a remake on this, but like more like a remake / reboot to where like maybe change up like what the Doctor was doing or like who was doing it per se or what, you know what I mean? Like, or the reasoning behind whatever.
Yeah.
But
I would, either that or I would like to see a proper sequel.
whoa, Bob, we got
Bobby
some
is
like
fucked up now.
crazy like
Oh, Jesus.
lag behind or something, but he's in the green, which is weird.
Yeah, green over here too.
but I would say like
fuck.
do a sequel to where
Bobby, refresh.
Michael Ironside's character is the same character, but the Cameron consciousness is the main consciousness in him. So he's trying to help the scanners. You know what I mean? Like try to find them, try to help them. But the other consciousness is starting to fucking come back and fight back. So he's losing control. And so the
Yeah,
battle is
like
an
that.
internal battle going on.
I'd like that. That'd be really good.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Much better, Bobby.
Cool.
All right.
I also, real quick, I also think it has to, I would love it to include that it is them taking over the world a little bit. Like they're trying to make it that scanners will.
I mean,
rule.
essentially, if we're
Like a scanner Illuminati.
Yes.
I mean, if we're jumping to this far ahead, obviously, like we've had scanner babies who have been procreating anyways, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming made other scanner babies. But like, is it like a Dragon Ball thing where like, do the half scanner, half human hybrids like are they stronger than the normal scanners?
What if scanners are having babies together and they have these super scanners?
But question on
that
that.
just sounds something. What's that?
If now, remember to technically become a scanner, you had to be injected with this drug.
Bobby, you are cracking out hard, homie. I'm like catching half of it.
Am I on green?
You're on the green, but
green,
it's just
yeah.
like it's just
like
the
the mic.
audio is like super like coming in like half every other like
All right,
word
so,
or whatever.
If you catch it, anyway, what I'm saying is, no good. No, yes, no. Okay.
He's sped up too.
Yeah, it's like speeding up and slowing down.
All right, never mind. Continue. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna come.
All right, we're gonna rate this bitch anyway. So Brody started us off with a 4.2. Scuba, what do you got?
I'm gonna give it a 4.4.
Oh, higher than the Brody. All right. Up
4.5.
4.5. Chad Daddy,
I'll give it a 4.25. Go a little bit higher than Brody.
4.25. And
John's gonna give it a 1.
no. I just need to be honest with myself.
We're not going to
though,
Amityville 3 this, so.
No, I need to be honest with myself, dude. Like first time watch, it was pretty solid. Effects were great. Like I said, dude, the lull killed me though in the center. I was just like, oh man, this is getting boring. But third act definitely
makes
brought
up
me
for it.
back. Dude, effects are awesome. Ironside killed. He killed it, but like everybody else was kind of meh. I think I'm just gonna give it a solid 4.
All right.
I'll go to the lowest, even though it's not fucking low by any means. Divide that bitch by 5. So we got a 4.27. We got a 4.3 for 1981's Scanners.
All right. Not bad. Not bad.
Now
at
remember,
all.
anybody who's potentially listening new, our scale is completely bullshit. So like ours is completely entertainment based. It's not off any like because obviously you can't compare some movies like into like actual terms of like this movie's better than this because it's all on like how you had the time with it, you know?
Yeah. This
So,
is our opinion and our opinion only.
right.
Yeah,
Like
it's purely based on how much enjoyment we got out of it. We don't hold this up against like The Shining or anything else. It's just how we feel about this movie on this day.
absolutely. Usually talking about it helps. Sometimes
does.
it hurts it too. Sometimes it's like, you know what? That
That's
movie
true, yeah.
sucked. Okay. So next episode, Chad Daddy. What are we
Next
doing?
episode is Scoop's pick. We're watching The Gate.
Yeah. The Gate. Okay.
I
So
fucking hate those little demon bastards.
They were fucking scary.
that's
Scary as
another
shit.
one I've never seen. So
You've never seen The Gate
I don't believe so.
with Steven Dorff?
1987.
Mhm.
Yep. I have not, but it is on Tubi and Vudu and Amazon for free right now, and YouTube for free right now. Damn.
I got the DVD.
So
The second movie
PG-13
sucked
horror
dick.
fantasy, huh? Interesting.
Yeah,
Nope,
it's,
I don't think
it's-
I've ever
it's-
seen this.
I would say
It's
it's
a scary
probably family
flick.
friendly. It's family friendly
It's family
too.
friendly, but it's scary.
Hey man,
Yes, it is.
if it's family friendly, that means I can watch it early next week, and yeah, that'd be sweet. Get more gaming time in at night. Fuck yeah, dude. All right. We got a solid. I was looking through our list the other day, man, and we got some solid shit
We do.
just
Oh, yeah.
straight through this year. And we still haven't even like devised what we might do in the summer to restructure some shit.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, even if we don't get around to the summer of
Yeah, the
creature
feature.
features,
Yeah, we could always save that.
we've
for
still
the
got
bank.
we still got a very solid lineup.
I mean,
this year.
dude, honestly, like thinking about it, we've done a lot of creature features already that, you know, we've just not solidly blocked together.
This is true.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, I'm going to say it's time to get a little nerdy. And the biggest thing I'm going to fucking say is Mortal Kombat 12 got fucking announced.
Very quietly announced too, by the way.
Yeah, because it got fucking leaked. And I bet Ed Boon I bet that dude, whoever leaked that fucking call, is not working at WB right now. Because that was not supposed to be a mentioned thing. It was like over some fucking like conference call. And they were talking about, they're like, yeah, well, we got Justice League, Kill the Justice League, and we have the new Mortal Kombat coming out, and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. So, I mean, maybe WB was finally like, hey, you know, you can let it slip, but I highly doubt it in that fashion because people have been fucking clamoring at it. I would have figured they would have waited for like E3 or at least April announcement, usually, is when they do Mortal Kombat shit. But needless to say, I'm excited. I hope they personally go back to MKX style, a little bit faster, not as slow. Stop doing all the like. I do love the extra like random characters from other shit, but honestly, Mortal Kombat's got such a fucking vast like library of people.
Mhm.
You can bring a lot of others that they haven't really like touched in a long time, or make some motherfucking new ones too. You know what I mean? Like but
I still say RoboCop was the most what the hell character they added.
Rambo.
more than Rambo.
Okay, you got me there.
Yeah, Rambo.
Yeah,
It's like
Rambo.
I
added
like fighting
Rambo
with
to
them
this?
both, but Rambo, bro,
Yeah.
Rambo. They were like, well, we have Terminator and
Well, I know
RoboCop,
Terminator
we
was
Rambo.
there. I had no idea
I was
RoboCop
like-
and Rambo were added.
Which,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Rambo was cool, but I almost feel like Dredd would have been better.
Dredd would have been cool.
But maybe people would have been like, that's not as Stallone as Rambo.
Throw in some Ellen Ripley also.
I mean, they already have the Xenomorph in X.
Yeah.
True.
Well, Xenobracamorph, but which I actually really liked.
Hey, it's still
Um,
Xeno. It counts.
Fuck yeah, it did, dude. Pulled in the queen for the fatality. It was awesome. But yeah, I'm super stoked for that. And then I also read that they are also in production for Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep.
Which
Nice.
should be coming out next year. So I still have not seen any leaks on who they're fucking gonna have for Cage, dude. And that is going to be my biggest, like,
It better be the fucking Miz, bro.
Right?
I want the Miz as Johnny Cage.
I know nothing
Part
about
he
the
was-
Miz.
It's the part he
so
was born to
I've-
play.
Dude,
His personality was fit.
his real life personality is Johnny Cage.
Mhm.
Like, not even his in ring character. I'm just in life in general. When this dude was on the Real World, he is Johnny Cage.
he was on the Real World.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
on the Real World.
Hmm.
That's where he
I-
created the character, the Miz. Where it was just a fake wrestling character he created, and he would come out and get drunk and be the Miz, and then he's in WWE now.
All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, dude. Obviously, we've had a lot of WWE actors go Hollywood and shit like that. And obviously, anybody can get with a training and learn fighting in 6 months, or at least some of it for camera wise. Can he do a split though? Because I don't want somebody. I don't want some like CGI Lizzo looking fucking split coming in here, dude, with a ball punch.
That's
I
a
don't
good
want that
question.
shit.
I'm not entirely sure.
That I don't know.
Like, I want some. No offense to the Miz, dude, but like, get somebody actually like Lyndon Ashby, dude. Get somebody who actually has some fucking like a fighting degree.
Yeah.
Who can actually do some shit. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see.
to me, it could be a completely underground person. I didn't know who fucking Lyndon Ashby was. Granted, I was a kid when fucking that one came out. But you know what I mean? Like,
I just want a
I don't know.
proper version of Reptile.
Yeah.
well, he's dead, son. So that ain't happening.
That doesn't mean shit. There's a whole race of them.
I know.
Yeah, he's got a point
That
there.
wasn't
he was-
Reptile to me. That wasn't
was
a
the-
Green Ninja.
That was Reptile, though.
That wasn't. It was.
It was literally his name.
He was just a reptile. That's not
That was Deadly Alliance Reptile, son. That
That
was
was
exactly
terrible.
Reptile.
a terrible
You
reptile.
might not like the design, but that's exactly what it was.
Was it Reptile or not?
It was Deadly Alliance Reptile. I'm hoping though they bring back Goro, but at the same time, like maybe they fuck with Goro and turn him into Kintaro or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something weird. Because they took, you know what I mean? Like he took all the dead bodies and shit.
I have to
So-
go back and watch that movie. It's been a minute.
So while I'm still talking about random, I said I watched The Menu this week, and it wasn't bad, dude. It was okay. It wasn't as horrific as I was hoping or expecting by any means.
It wasn't quite Hell's Kitchen, the movie, like you wanted.
No,
it to be.
dude, it was fucking. It was funny, but it was like it was dark funny. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So Hell's Kitchen.
It's yeah.
yeah, exactly.
How? All right. So if you could change something about that movie, what would you want?
No,
more?
I wouldn't want to change anything, dude. I just, like I said, dude, my expectations to what I thought it was completely devoid from what it actually was. And I think the trailer in itself kind of sets it up to like give you that false lead. But
I know. I thought like when I saw the trailer, I'm like, I think this is going to be very graphic, and then I'm watching, I'm like, it really isn't.
my wife straight up asked the same thing, not to like spoil it, but everybody's like, "Oh, is it cannibalism?" And I'm like, you know what? That's what I thought it was too, and it's not.
That's what
Yeah,
it kind of
so-
seems like it was leading
I thought
toward.
it was.
Yeah, and like I said, dude, I think that's the false lead, and it's not. But it's cool because like fucking Voldemort, who's Chef Julian, like he, honest to God, you could sell me that dude is like a real fucking TV, like a celebrity chef. Like
Yeah.
he plays it so fucking well, dude. It's crazy.
He was a highlight of the movie for sure.
And that cheeseburger, that fucking cheeseburger. I was watching this shit at like 2 a.m. I wasn't hungry.
Oh my
I
god!
was then. I was like, I want that fucking cheeseburger, dude.
Like just
I
the
got these
juices.
cheeseburgers, man.
You see the juices, and you're just like, oh.
But like, I mean, there was some old moments like, oh shit. But honestly, man, like, if you hate, I love how much it just rips on like pretentious foodies.
Mhm.
Like that is one of the best, in like the different class of those people too. You know what I mean? Like there's the critic, there's the foodie, then there's like just the anybody who's worked restaurant business, just shitty customer person in general.
Mm-hmm. And
But-
I loved when their tortillas all had something that was wrong with all of them.
Right.
Printed on there.
But no, it wasn't a bad movie. I feel like I need to watch it one more time just to get like an actual like better read on it. But it's on Max, so. But anything else nerdy, gentlemen, that you guys want to get down on?
Yeah, I wanted to say that the unrated cut of Megan dropped
Oh.
on Paramount Plus or not Paramount Plus,
Hulu,
Peacock.
right?
Peacock.
Oh, Peacock.
Did
It's
you watch
available
it?
on Peacock. No, I have no. I was going to, but then I'm like, maybe I can convince the wife to watch this. because she's kind of she used to not like have any interest because she hated Chucky, but then she watched season 1 with me and got hooked on it. So I'm thinking I might be able to convince her to watch Megan.
All right.
I enjoyed the theatrical release, so I'm curious as to what's really different.
More kills, maybe, or more.
I know one scene was, well, there's 2 scenes that could really be graphic. I hope they are in this unrated version, so I'll find out soon enough.
All right, fair enough. Anything else nerdy, gentlemen?
Let me check Bloody Disgusting real quick because
I did see. You know what? I saw Bloody Disgusting. He wrote a new article on the Children of the Corn, and they were like, pretty much like, please just let the series die. And I was like, ooh, that bad, huh?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Fuck that.
I mean, the whole series has not been good by any means. So
Even the first one is questionable.
I was gonna say, is
First
the
one
first one even really good?
no,
though?
the first one was
no, it's
fucking
not.
awful,
Like,
dude.
come on.
I enjoyed like I always say, the third one I liked better than the first one. The first one's boring as shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Linda Hamilton,
Really
what are
is.
you doing? I'm gonna watch Terminator. Fuck this shit. Like,
I always forget she was in that.
right?
Like, wait, it's like, you did Terminator and then you did this. Where did this come from?
That movie is boring as fuck.
Yes, it is.
Like, probably worse than Amityville, the OG or Amityville, honestly. Or at least in the questionable same vein.
You could be right.
I think it personally is, but that's just me.
No, I haven't watched the original Children of the Corn in years, and I'm probably never gonna. So
Yeah, you're fine. You don't need to.
I'm just gonna go like, you're right.
Okay. And anything else, gentlemen?
I got
I'm
nothing.
tapped. Okay.
Yeah, nothing really here.
All right. So then next week we are gonna
Wait. No. The collaboration between Target and NECA started. It was supposed to start today, but it actually started Friday. It's called Haulathon. And Scoobs, you might want to head down to Target and take a look because one of the figures they have is the Spider Gremlin.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna go.
No,
need to go to
it's only in stores right now, and I think if I'm not mistaken, March 6th they'll be available on Target.com.
Well, I know where I'm
No,
going.
see,
tomorrow.
my Target though, like we get everything late as fuck down here. Like, I'm gonna go check because there's, I gotta go to the store anyways. I'll go check it out, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
My closest one is like 45 minutes away, dude. If you happen to find 2 of them,
I got you.
I will PayPal you the money right away, dude.
I got you.
I can go to the one in my town too. They generally get everything. So if I find them, I'll let you know. And
Yeah,
And that Spider Gremlin would make such a great tree topper for Christmas next year.
If anybody finds them, snag them. We'll take care of it.
How big is it?
That's a decent size.
It's,
I would say its legs. It's probably about the
It's
size of a
about-
basketball.
yeah.
Oh no shit. Nice. Hell yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, I think it's time to sign this bitch out because we are pretty much at the 2-hour mark. So, Scuba Steve, you want to start us off on?
As always, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host with the ghost, the prince of the paranormal, the duke of the dead, Lord Scuba Cobra, saying, see you next week.
This is your killing me, Bobby. This is your killing machine, Bobby Amon saying.
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, saying, come back here next weekend, bitches, and we will watch The Gate.
Yeah. And I am another Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds. Thank you for joining us once again. And remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Scanner cock.
Oh.
Psychic penis.